Start it over. Come on, that should not be going on. 1 second, beloveds. This typically don't happen, but it just did not want to work. It's unfortunate. So what I might have to do is, yeah, my apologies. Let me just go ahead and put it on here. Shalom, beloveds. Give me 1 second. I'll just go ahead and add it to the phone. Typically, it's never a problem, but we'll just go ahead and keep the party going. Keep the party going. Here we go. So hopefully we can have this done. So all good. We're gonna keep it going. So yeah. Happy Sabbath, beloveds. Shalom, family. We are live. Yes. We are live on TikTok. We are live on Instagram Live now. That's what I was trying to work on. Typically, it pops up simultaneously with the other platforms, but devil's a liar. We're going to still keep going. We're live on X, Kick, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 6. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and it is common among men, a man to whom God hath given riches, wealth, and honor, so that he wanteth nothing for his soul of all that he desireth. So it's like, God can give you all the riches, but that's not what you want. It's not what you desire. That's not what the whole true full purpose is of trying to accomplish in this world that is filled with sin. You want nothing of it. You don't desire it. You don't go and hurt your fellow man, your fellow woman, to try to get what you try to get. God will give you what you need, but that's not what your true desire and passion should be predicated towards. So that he wanteth nothing for his soul of all that he desireth. Yet God giveth him not power to eat thereof, but a stranger eateth it. This is vanity. So God can give you all the talent and gifts and stuff like that, but you don't eat off of it. Like you're watching everybody else eat it. Can you handle that test of envy? Can you handle that test of not coveting thy neighbor? When you see somebody who may have talent, are you a hater or are you a congratulator? This is vanity, and it is an evil disease. Jealousy is a disease, so get well soon. You got people who desire to want to be like you, and they truly don't even want to desire to be themselves, If a man beget 100 children and live many years, so that the days of his years are many, and his soul be not filled with good, and also that he have no burial, I say that an untimely birth is better than he. For he cometh in with vanity and departeth in darkness, and his name shall be covered with darkness. So it's like, We'll sit here and we'll chase the bag, we'll chase all of these different aspirations and stuff like that. But the true honor is to plant plentiful. Supposed to be here to plant those seeds. I'm realizing that even more now that yeah. Moreover, he hath not seen the sun, nor know anything. This hath more rest than the other. Yea, though he live 1,000 years twice, told or over, he hath. Oh no, I read that already. Sorry about that. We're in chapter 7. I gotta change that. A good man. We're in chapter 7. Sorry about that, yo. A good name is better. No, I would just keep reading it so people can actually get that. Yea, though he live 1,000 years twice, told, yet had he seen no good. Do not all go to one place. All the labor of man is for his mouth, and yet the appetite is not filled. For what hath the wise more than a fool? What hath the poor that knoweth to walk before the living? Better is he the sight in the eyes of the wanderer, wandering of the desire. This is also vanity and vexation of the spirit. That which hath been is named already, and it is known that it is man, neither may he contend with that is mightier than he, seeing there be many things that increase vanity. What is man the better? For he knoweth what is good for man in this life, all the days of his vain life, which he spendeth as a shadow. For who can tell a man what shall be after him under the sun? Under that sun, y'all. Today is the last day we will see all of the different things that we're seeing right now. The sun is definitely changing. Today, within the next 2 days, you're going to see a lot of solar flares. You're going to see a lot of activity coming from the sun. Today is actually like the first day of like the actual hottest day out here in California. So you're going to start seeing many things change from that point drastically. You're going to see a lot of bodies drop. You're going to see a lot of people's motherboards, short circuiting and tripping out and stuff like that. So it is definitely that time. So I'll definitely put up a video stating these things and the kind of the information. Chapter 7. A good name is better than a precious ointment. Yeah, so you got to have integrity. You can't be lying, cheating, stealing, doing your neighbor wrong and stuff like that. It's better than all of these different, you know, material things. They make you more vain. It's the Merry Christmas effect. We get so wrapped up in trying to achieve all of these things that we lose sight of our humility, our humanity. Our moral compass goes off in a different direction, and it really is supposed to be in the divine direction that the Most High has for you in your life. And the day of death than the day of one's birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. Yeah, because we'll bypass going through the hard. We'll bypass going through the obstacles. We all want to celebrate. We all want to be at the finish line or in the party and the victory and stuff like that instead of actually doing the work first. You get rewarded when you do the work. For that is the end of all men. And the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. So when you're asking for forgiveness and repenting, it's better to turn on that spigot to release all of the things that we've been holding on to and dragging throughout our lives. Childhood trauma, oppression, you name it. The heart of the wise is in the house of the mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For as the crackling or the sound of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of fools. This also is vanity. Yeah. And we'll partake in that. We'll partake in, celebrating or, the escapism. We're addicted to the escapism now. Um, that's a deep one. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the better thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. That's beautiful. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. I'm humbled by that. Thank you. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than thee? For thou doest not inquire wisely concerning this. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. Yeah. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. So you gotta operate in you gotta operate in excellence. Like you're not perfect, we're not perfect, but you gotta operate in a level of excellency and mannerisms and integrity. Um, Everything else will follow after these characteristics, these traits. So consider the work of God. And that's what we need to be doing is considering the work that we must do in the name of God and the glory to him. When you start going off in your own way, in your own tangent, your ego getting blown up, people, seeking attention from online, social media, it's like you're doing the work for yourself. You got to do the work for God first. And that's what we have to do. Like whatever I'm doing right now, I'm hoping to help souls. I'm hoping to help somebody get that level of introspection or that aha moment to be like, man, that moment of clarity, that moment of epiphany. That's the word I was looking for. Consider the work of God, for who can make that straight that he hath made crooked? In the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider that joy, because you must take your wins as you take your losses. God also hath set the one over against the other, to the end that man should find nothing after him. All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perisheth in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in the wickedness. So yeah, it's like people would get envious and jealous of people like, why did the bad people, live longer or, are more rich and successful? It's like, their it's like their day will come. It's almost like letting the dog loose on the leash and thinking it can roam and do it and go wherever it want to go, but you got an electric fence to keep it in place. So be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. That's pride. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Be not over or overly much wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? It is good that thou shouldest take hold of this. Yea, also from this withdraw not thine hand. For he hath feareth the God. For he that feareth God shall come forth of them all. Wisdom strengtheneth the wise, for more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not. Yeah. Also take no heed unto all words that are spoken. So yeah, take it by a grain of salt. You know. lest thou hear thy servant curse thee. For oftentimes also thine own heart knoweth that thou thyself likewise hast cursed others. All this have I proved or tested by wisdom. I said, I will be wise, but it was far from me, that which is far off and exceeding deep. Who can find it out? I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even the foolishness and the madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her. But the sinner shall be taken by her. Wow, that's deep. That's so self explanatory. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one, to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man or one wise man among the thousand have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. And that's interesting because we are amongst so many out here in the world that, we try to find what we're looking for. And sometimes we're not going to find it amongst all the gunk, the trash that's out there, and you have to have patience. You have to have understanding of the work that you may have to do and the work that they may have to do. And you have to be understanding that that person may need that time. Their time may be shorter than yours, it may be longer than yours. But patience eases the problems that you may be going through. That's like patiently waiting for your food to cook. You know, you have to patiently wait for that turkey to slow roll cook for it to get that taste that you're desiring. So you have to wait on God to give you what you're needing or wanting. When you overstep those boundaries, you get what you don't want. You know, when you're impatient, you get what you don't want, and then you get blasphemous and you curse the names, you curse God's name in vain, and make it seem like it's His fault that you were impatient. That's not taking accountability. You got to take accountability. Hold on, I think make sure that is switched over. It always switches on 9 o'clock. All right, better. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions or schemes. So yeah, you have people that try to walk right up in the nation, or just in churches and governments and leaders and stuff like that. But you scheming, like you're lying to the people, like you scheming, dog. Like you're not keeping it 100. And I humble myself with that. It's like you got to practice what you preach. You know, um, it's interesting because there was an episode on the TV show The Shy, uh, season 5, episode 3, where the pastor was preaching about being you know restrained, and he got caught in his office with a white woman. You know, And it's like you literally have to practice what you preach now in this time and age now, because we are in spiritual court. Whatever you think that you could sit here and hide amongst the people, you can sit here and fool everybody. You can keep scheming and scamming, but God sees yo behind, especially right now. Shalom, beloveds. We are live on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, X, Kick, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Great glory. Happy Sabbath to everyone. Chapter 8. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. And that's interesting, because when you see a person who's not wise, or they're not intelligent, or they just don't know nothing, you can see the insecurity in people's face in their words and their actions and their demeanor, how they carry themselves. And them knowing that they don't, possess these capacities, it's like a pig slushing around in sludge. They're comfortable, they're content with not having to have done the work. I counsel thee to keep the king's commandments, and that in regard of the oath of God. Be not hasty to go out of his sight. Be not hasty to go out of his presence. I promise you, when you start rushing everything, I've been sitting here being patient and taking my time with everything. I promise you. Oh, the Lord is blessing. He is blessing. I finally am getting my special chicken business off of the ground now. People love my chicken. I'm so humbled by that. I was down in my like I had to get rid of that doubt spirit of so many different things. This world, this year has been one of the most phenomenal tests for me of my mind, body, and spirit. All of the negative shadow work that I've had to do, the amount of light work that I've had to do on myself, of lifting myself up and patting myself on the back and being encouraged. You have to, you have to encourage yourself. It's called self-esteem. You have to. It's esteem of yourself. You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and be able to count your blessings. We're only hateful when we're not grateful. Do not let your anger or your troubles go down when the sun sets. Do not rest your head on that pillow fighting and arguing. I remember these days when I had that problem, whether it was me or my significant other or my family or friends. And I would carry that into my sleep, my dreams, my visions. And they would chastise me. They would whip my behind because I was not patient with any of the processes because of the things that we grew up having to deal with, the conditionings the programming, the engineering that we have been, you know, ingratiated with, that we've been accustomed to. And sometimes it is very hard for us to kind of break those. So it does take time. A tree does not grow in a day, but you have to plant those seeds. You have to plant those seeds on an unknown trail that you don't know where it may grow. You may not know where it may go. All I did was just plant that seed. All I did was make that piece of chicken and I make it on Fridays, which is my day. I'm a no guy. And I make it with love and I make it with joy. And when you plant those seeds, you never know where they may grow. And lo and behold, now I have a chicken business. I have people who are coming from all type of places to come and like, hey, I want to taste what you have. And that's just a humbling thing when you're able to build with the hands that God gave you. You know, they say that you have to put 10,000 hours into something for it to work. And yes, you have to. But in the process of it, you can't, when things get hard, you can't deter or flank yourself from the path of the sight of God. Your path can't go into scheming and scamming because you may have been financially desperate or emotionally or mentally financially desperate to get to that point. You gotta be patient. And it's not just the chicken business. I'm building websites. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. And it's all praise to the Most High that we all have the same 24 hours in a day. From sunup to sundown, start implementing your program of your daily regimen, your itinerary, whether it's, break it down from you got to start from the beginning. Break it down in 15-minute segments, 30-minute segments, hour segments. I go by hours now because they're much more comfortable and fitting. Write down how you want your hours to be. And you'll start seeing how many things start trying to interject themselves, how many distractions, whether they're your own distractions that you created and you're trying to decalcify yourself and shed yourself and remove yourself from your own distractions to keep you from procrastinating. I call it procrastination because you're jacking off your time. Or the distractions that other people try to give you to keep you off your beaded path. And then when you get beated off that path, it's going to take a lot more patience and discipline to get yourself back on that path because you did deter, because you did backbite, because you did backslide. And so it does take time. Be not hasty to go out of his sight. Stand not in an evil thing, for he doeth whatsoever pleaseth him. Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, what doest thou? Whoso keepeth the commandments shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. And that's what it is. Like, I used to rush things, man. I used to be so operating with such and it's a gift and a curse because that holds people accountable. It holds me accountable. It allows you to operate in that spirit of excellence. Some people are slothful. Some people don't have enough gas in their tank to get them to their own destination. And sometimes we are generous enough to cipher out of our own gas tank to help others, but they may burn through their gas much more faster than you. And then they're constantly, oh man, I didn't burn through my gas. Oh, can I borrow some of your gas? Oh man, I didn't burn through my gas again, man. Can I borrow some more of your gas? Oh man, I didn't think I was gonna burn through this gas, but I did burn through it this time. Can you look out for a brother? Can you help a brother out? Can you be your brother's keeper? You gotta be discerning with your time. Because not every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore, the misery of man is great upon him. Some things don't require that time clock. Sometimes it just takes the actual being attentive to the details that it takes, that it requires you to be able to do the work properly. You have to do the work properly. Don't rush it. Shortcuts, there's no shortcuts to greatness. And there are no justified resentments when you actually make mistakes. This is a time of accountability. We're in spiritual court, and this is the time where we must take accountability for our wasting of time or our not taking advantage of the time that we do have. For he knoweth not that which shall be. For who can tell him when it shall be? And that's interesting. Only God can tell us. Only God can judge us. Only God can move us. But we rely so much on man. We rely so much on social media. I see women all the time who are seeking that validation of how beautiful and how pretty they are through social media, needing that vanity justification. Like, God gave you what he gave you. Be loving and grateful and happy with it. Like, work it out. There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither hath he power in the day of death. And there is no discharge in that war. Facts. Neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. And that's a problem. We give authority to all of these different authorities, whether they're police, whether they're scientists, the Dr. Fauci's of the world. Because I wear this badge, I am ordained. Because I am Pope Leo, I am ordained, I am self-righteous, I am publicly acclaimed by the blind sheep, you know? And a blind shepherd will lead those blind sheep, and the blind sheep will follow that blind shepherd. It's very deep right now. All I have seen, all this have I seen, and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. All of this work has been done under the sun, and the sun has been angry right now. The sun is, as we speak, the sun is throwing coronal mass ejections. It is throwing solar flares at us right now. It is messing up all of the computer operating systems. The satellites are coming back down. It messed up Elon Musk's little pop rocket that was trying to go to Mars or whatever like that, which you can't break the firmament. They've been trying and trying and trying. They've been lying to the people. NASA's been lying to the people, creating Photoshop images to tell people that, oh, this is this and this is that. No. These people have the resources. Wicked has the patience and the resources to be wicked. They have enough people that will march behind them as pawns to convince you otherwise. Because why? They're willing to sell themselves out. They're willing to sell their souls for them trinkets of Judas. We're about to get to it. There is a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt. Man, oof. And so I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of the holy, and there and they were forgotten in the city where they had so done. This is also vanity. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So because you ain't stand up, because you're willing to put time on all of the other stuff, you're not willing to put the time and the hastiness on the things that are evil. You're not willing to blow the horn when you're seeing a woman who's not being a good mother, or you're seeing a man who is cheating and lying and stealing, that you don't rise up to the occasion to say that. But you like Chris Roddick said it best, you have selective outrage. You're being selective on how you're participating in things. The Most High did not give you a spirit of fear. He gave you a spirit of extreme encouragement to stand up for what is right. This is Ezekiel 33. If the Most High gave you the wisdom and gave you the knowledge to be able to blow the horn, and you don't blow the horn to warn the people, your soul is going to be snared for that. But if you blew the horn and the people did not listen, their souls will be snared. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. And so, yeah, we'll hate somebody who actually got it going on, and they live in all lavish, but you don't know how they got that. You don't know what they had to do to sacrifice to be able to get to that point, all the evil that they may have had to accomplish. Because if you don't see the Most High's righteousness in the works that you do, I give glory to God every time I sit there and make each piece of chicken with love. And it edifies the souls of the people that I'm around. People felt different after that experience. And so we have to be honest with ourselves when we experience things that aren't of the wicked, like, this don't feel good. This don't feel right. I don't want to support this. I don't like supporting this. You have to be that same, you got to keep that same energy when you're seeing these things happen. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before God. There is a vanity which is done upon the earth, that there be just men, upon unto whom it happeneth according to the work of the wicked. Again, there be wicked men, there are, to whom it happeneth according to the work of the righteous. I said that this also is vanity. When you don't mind your business, when you mind your business, you find some business. Number one, point blank. When you start worrying about what the wicked are doing, you are wasting the Most High's time. Those people are going to get their judgment. You stand in this cafeteria lunch line, you mind your business, and you wait for your cold potatoes of judgment to hit your plate. And then you go sit at that cafeteria table and you go eat those lumps. Those men who do all that wickedness, their time will come. The sun is shining on every shadow. There is not one shadow that can sit here and hide from the judgment that is to come right now. So stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Start worrying about what you're doing. Are you working out every day? Are you stretching? Are you meditating? Are you praying? Are you burning your ancestor money? Are you tithing? 100% rule. Save 40% of your money, invest 30, live off 20, and tithe that 10. Whether it's to go clean your grandma's refrigerator, put groceries in it, to go pick up trash on the beach, go plant go plant, go plant fruits and vegetables, helping out a kid, because we have confused and it has been weaponized to be perverse and catered to the wicked churches. The wicked churches have been able to get away with this for a long time and thinking that your tithing is only supposed to be predicated just to making sure that your pastor got a Bentley. That's not what that is about, y'all. We have it's been manipulated and reprogrammed and engineered to be edified to you to believe in the schemes of the wicked, y'all. I'm telling y'all, you gotta see these things right now. In 2025, that's what we on right now. Then I commended mirth, because a man hath no better thing under the sun than to eat, and to drink, and to be merry, for that shall abide with him of his labor the days of his life, which God giveth him under the sun. When you do good under the sun, God will bless you under the sun. When I applied my heart to know wisdom and to see the business that is done upon the earth. Facts. When you start noticing all of the, when you start noticing all your own, when you start noticing all of your own scumbaggery. Can't hear me? Oh no, let me make sure. Really? Can you hear me better now? Is it muted or am I just not loud? Is it muted? All right, okay. Cool. All right. Thank you. Let me see. Under the sun, then to eat. Oh, let me read it again. Then I commended mirth, because a man hath no better thing under the sun than to eat, and had drink, and to be merry. For that shall abide with him of his labor the days of his life, which God giveth him under the sun. When I applied mine heart to know wisdom, and to see the business that is done upon the earth, for also there is that neither day nor night seeth sleep with his eyes. Then I beheld all the work of God, that a man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun. Because though a man labor to seek it out, yet he shall not find it. Yea, further, though a wise man think to know it, yet shall he not be able to find it. Wow, that's deep. That's deep. You so smart that you dumb. You so smart that you dumb. That you think you know everything. And that's why we're getting checked now. We're starting to see these things. Chapter 9. For all this I considered in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of God. No man knoweth either love or hatred by all that is before them. All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean, and to the unclean, to him that sacrificeth, and to him that sacrificeth not. As is the good, so is the sinner, and he that sweareth, as he that feareth an oath. This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun. And I'm about to go out and be in the sun today. It's going to be 105 degrees. I'm about to go bask in the sun again. I did it this morning. I always get the sun rays as they come up, because they raise right in front of my door. And it's just so beautiful. I just feel so rejuvenated when I wake up and I stretch and I do that. Oh my goodness, you have to do that, y'all. It's gonna make your day better. And then when you get it during the day, you're able to receive, and then you're able to get that little baby nap. You're able to get that little baby nap in, and you just wake up just ready to just conquer the world. I love that feeling. It just feels so good under the sun. This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all. Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live, and after that they go to the dead. For to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. For the living dog is better than a dead lion. Wow. So being a humble servant, being a humble lapdog is better than being a stubborn, egotistical, narcissistic lion. Yeah. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more a reward. For the memory of them is forgotten. So it's like, man, you wasted all your time, all your life in putting all of these things on a pedestal, worshiping all of these, golden calves and cows, and, you know, worshiping all of it, idolatry. And it was all for nothing. I realized that so much, the things that I used to, like, I've shed so much, y'all. The things that I used to partake in is fascinating when you start seeing the growth. When you start removing your seeds from the weeds and start putting them on God's fertile ground, and they start growing, and they may not grow when you want them to grow. God is like, you put your seeds in my ground. Okay, I'm gonna show you how this is gonna germinate the way that I want it to germinate. You're gonna listen. You're gonna follow my instructions, my child. Don't go off the beaten path, because you already did, and that's why you're over here, because you went off the beaten path. For the living know, all right, I read that. Also, their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. So it's like all that time you wasted doing all that hating, all of that nonsense is gone. You can't. Nobody's ever been buried with a Brinks truck. There's been many kings and queens before us that have tried to pay their way into the gates of heaven. There's been many people that have tried to get a fast pass past that cafeteria lunch line, or try to get somebody else to take their tray of cold potatoes. It's not how this is going to work. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with merry heart, for God now accepteth thy works. So yeah, now that you're eating it, be happy. Be happy that you got your particular lump of what is it? Of cold potatoes. I'm happy with the cold potatoes I got. I'm happy. I'm at peace. I'm grateful. He's never going to give you more than you can handle, but much is required. To whom much is given is much required. Your greatness requires all of you, not just part time, not half, no small percentage. It requires all of you. You have to be all in with God. The Most High is looking for that. He wants you to. He wants you to be able to talk to Him. He wants you to be able to have a beautiful, humble conversation in the mirror, to be like, man, I was doing that, but I need to be doing this now. And when you start doing those works, your life will be much more peaceful. The moment that I start doing the work, it's quiet, deep quiet. And I'm able to hear things way louder than I ever would have thought I would have ever. When you talking and you just running your mouth, you don't hear nothing. You ain't understanding, because you're not listening to be able to process what you're listening to be able to comprehend it. Great glory. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment or oil. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity. which he hath given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity. For that is thy portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou takest under the sun. So love the one that loves you back. You know, be joyful with what you have. Some people will go and covet thy neighbor. You'll see a lot of women who will go sleep with another woman's married husband. Completely disregard the man that is out there working 60,000 hours for you. Love the one who loves you. Love the one that you made that covenant with God with. I'm seeing people that have been in 3, 4, 5 divorces, 10 kids, with 10 different women, or men with 10 different. Telling you, these streets is crazy, y'all. These streets is crazy. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. Whatever you are supposed to be doing, whatever your purpose is, your mission, your gift, you're supposed to go 100 with it. And I'm talking to myself now that I realize that now because, you know, my gift is music. My gift to be able to create audio alchemy of medicine, to be able to convey a beautiful art for people to be able to extract from, to be able to puzzle piece into their own lives to where they can be able to help figure it out while they navigate this jungle with a stick and a dying flashlight. Sometimes we need guidance. Sometimes we need that light post. But when you start losing faith, that light post starts flickering. And you start wondering, why is it flickering? Why is it flickering less and less and less? Because you're losing that faith. You're starting to have that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And the more you start having that fear, uncertainty, and doubt, the more it starts to flicker and dwindle into an abyss of darkness. The more strength, the more faith that you have, the more brighter your light shines. This is the time of ultimate faith in the Most High God right now. This is the time of the most courageous, extreme faith and believing with the merry full heart that the Most High God is going to bring you through. But you have to take the action. You have to put forth the work to get there. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. Wow, that's deep. I returned and I saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift. Facts, it's not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to man with skill. But time and chance happeneth to them all. Wow, that's deep. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in at an evil net. So even the fish don't even know when it's his time. You're just swimming around. You're just going through life as you're going through life, just like we're going through life. We don't know when we're going to get caught up in something. I might get a call. Something may occur. You don't know when you may get caught up in a net of evil because we were born into a sinful world. And we start conforming to it because the people around us who are our elders or influenced are molding us and reprogramming and re-engineering us to be oppressively capitulative to this wicked world. And we don't really have a true understanding concept of it at first. And we just think that it's just a means to get by. You know, that, oh, it's just the way it is. Or when in Rome, live like the Romans. Like, no. It's like you have to question, like, what is normal? When you look at the things that are of this world, like, this is not normal. when you're walking around. You keep it, whether you keep it to yourself or not, you have conscientiously had an introspective, comprehensive moment in that time right there of like, this is not normal. And as the birds that are caught in the snares, so are the sons of men snared in the evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. It's interesting that that just happened. You see, people don't know when you're gonna get caught up. People don't. You got people in the nation that even think that, oh, I'm clean, I'm skate free, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I just saw a video yesterday of one of the actors that was in a TV show, The Wire, out there in Atlanta. He was with his son, and a tornado ripped his son. It ripped his house to shreds, his whole community. A brother. He was in the hospital. His son was in the ICU, still in the ICU. He wished that his son he would trade places with his son, that he was in the ICU and his son was there doing a video. And many of our brothers and sisters are now seeing their time come of where they are eating their cold potatoes, you know, whether knowingly or unknowingly, you know. And to be able to see these things happening now within all aspects, because you got so many people with a stubborn ego, narcissistic ego, that think that, oh, they just untouchable, and think that they are exempt. Like I said, you have had many kings and queens that have tried to pay their ways into the gates of heaven. This is not what it is, and it's not going to work. And so for him to, yes, he cried, but he was at peace that he gave the Most High God, Yahweh, all the praise of like, I'm here. I'm here to repent. I'm here to humble my heart, to decalcify myself to what is it that you want me to take from this lesson that you have given me, God? What is this lesson that you want me to consider? That yes, I gave you all of these things, and look, in the Thanos snap, I will take it away. Oh, now that I took it away, now I took your toys away. Now you want to come and acknowledge me now? Oh, now you want to come and act like, oh, now you want to call me on you. Now I'm in your top 5. Now I'm in your fave 5s. Now I'm on speed dial. You could say the same for all of those people in the Pacific Palisades. All of those people that had all of those big old mansions and put all of their trophies on a case, worshiping and idolizing. And then in the same breath, they sat there and cursed the name in vain of the Most High God. And they did not learn their lesson. Everybody's getting double for their trouble. Everybody's getting a triple, double sin burger right now. And you got to eat that. It is that time that judgment is falling suddenly on people. Great glory. Keep it going. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. There was a little city, and few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and that's facts. You could be following in the righteousness, and somebody with a bigger gun will try to intimidate and put those fear tactics in your spirit to make you not operate in that. You'll be mised, you'll be mocked, you'll be despised, you'll be hated, you'll be heckled, you'll be mocked. But the Most High is saying, stay on my path, my child. They'll be taken care of. Don't even worry about it. Don't even look down. Don't keep your eyes forward. And his works were not heard. And his words are not heard. The words of wise men heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. The Most High is going to hear you in that deep quiet comparison to the screams and the yells of the people that try to run this world. And to no avail, none of what they're doing is sticking. Wisdom is better than weapons of war. Let me say that again. Wisdom is better than weapons of war. Wow. But one sinner destroyeth much good. And that's facts. When you sin, you destroy all of what you have built up. So to build it, when you sin, you literally destroy everything that you just literally put all of your time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into. When you go and cheat on your man, or you go and cheat on your husband, you go and lie, you go and covet thy neighbor, you kill, you destroy everything that you have built. I promise y'all, and I'm just gonna be 100 with this. I know that if I would have, I know that if I would have done what I used to juggle around in my heart and in my thoughts, because the opportunity was presented to me. If I would have operated in those thoughts, I would have destroyed everything. I would not be here, y'all. I will be in jail. I will be rotting in prison for the rest of my life if I would have done what I had been conditioning myself and calcifying myself with the hardness to act out against the commandments that God told us not to do. Thou shalt not kill. And if I would have operated in that, I would have lost everything. And so I'm telling you that one sin will destroy everything that you have worked so hard for. And it may not come right then and there. It may come later down the line, but when it happened suddenly when you least expect it. The Most High is a thief in the night, an honorable one. He'll take back. The Most High is the auditor. Yeah, he's Uncle. He's original Uncle Sammy. Chapter 10. Did flies cause the ointment of the apothecary? Did flies cause the ointment of the apothecary to send forth a stinking savor? Wow, that's deep. Did flies cause the ointment of the perfumer to send forth a foul odor? So doeth the little folly him that is in reputation for wisdom and honor. And that's interesting. I just took a shower. You can't take a shower and then put back on the same dirty clothes that you just got finished working out in. It's not gonna work. It just doesn't work that way, y'all. And it goes the same with the pastors and the preachers and the people of influence and the governors and the presidents and all of these things. Like I just said on that episode of The Shy, season 5, chapter 3. Pastor was preaching in front of everybody. And even the people in the congregation can smell they can smell the lies or the odor behind what you're preaching, and they can sense the foul odor behind it. People will spray the most ingratiating, the most intoxicating, the most exotic and erotic perfume to convince you otherwise. People are master manipulators. But then you start smelling that foul odor that you are sinning. That one sin that man was doing in that church is about to cause destruction amongst the house of God. And that's what I want you to be able to understand. A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart is at his left. Yea, also, when he that is a fool walketh by the way, his wisdom faileth him, and he shows to everyone that he is a fool. And that's facts. That's facts. When you try to, you know, keep up with the Joneses, or you got this mask on, people will start to notice that, and they'll see you as like, you ain't nothing but a lying ass fool. You ain't a lying ass dog. How you gonna tell me what to do and you ain't even leading by example? Wow. In the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee. Leave not thy place or post, for yielding pacifieth great offenses. And that's facts. You're supposed to stand on what you're supposed to stand on business. You're supposed to stand on business. The moment that you leave that, you, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in a great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it. And I know that my own self in my own life. Every time I done dug myself into a pit and messed up and did wrong, opened my mouth, was disrespectful, didn't help out, wasn't doing this, wasn't paying bills, was a loser, broke, whatever the case may be, in my spirit, angry, bitter, whatever the case may be, all of these different negative connotations, negative characteristics. I dug my own pit. And I take full accountability. I can't put that on nobody else. I take full responsibility for that. I dug my own pits. I dug my own I dug my own snake pits for the serpents to bite me. I'm like, see, we're gonna fill you up with the same venom that you try to spew out to everybody else. So be mindful, life and death is in the power of the tongue. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whoso breaketh in a hedge, a serpent shall bite him. Wow. I just said that and I didn't even read it. Whoso removeth stones shall be hurt therewith. So when you throw stones, best believe those stones hurt you. So when you're quarreling with people, you're hurting yourself too. And especially as grown adults, we are grown adults. We can sit here and talk about this. When you're being a headache to everybody, you can't be mad when everybody removes you because you have been a headache. I'm not mad at people who have just like stopped dealing with me, or like in those moments. I can't say now in my life because I've definitely grown from every moment, every experience that I've gone through. But I can't be mad at somebody removing themselves from a situation when you're throwing rocks at them and you're trying to manipulate them and convince them that those rocks are really raindrops. And so me being able to learn those lessons, it's like, wow, I was throwing rocks and trying to convince myself or others that no, don't worry about it. It ain't nothing but just a little rock rain. It ain't gonna hurt. But they're telling you that it hurts. And the same reciprocity of me telling somebody that, hey, you're hurting me. You hurting me. You hurt my feelings. And when you do that, thank you. Appreciate it. When you're hurting people, you can't throw stones in a glass house and expect not that glass not to come falling and shatter you and cut you in some particular way. You have to be mindful of what you do and say and what you think. Whoso quarries stones shall be hurt therewith, and he that cleaveth or splits wood shall be endangered thereby. If the iron be blunt, and he do not whet the edge, then must he put to more strength. But wisdom is profitable to direct. Iron sharpens iron. If we're not here to hold each other accountable and to be able to help each other understand that, hey, you got a booger in your nose. Hey, brother, you been messing up. Why you cheating on your wife? Hey, sister, why you ain't taking care of your kids? Why you over there treating that good man bad? When we can't do that, we're no better. You're sitting there beating the situation and a situation and a situation, but you have not grabbing, You haven't grabbed that rock to sharpen that iron to get it from being blunt so you can be able to cut through. So you can be able to cut through your spiritual weeds and your spiritual entanglements. You're sitting there just you're just hacking at these weeds and they're not moving, they're not swaying, they're not. And then you have exhausted yourself to where you're like, it is what it is. I just give up. I don't even want to do nothing no more. It is what it is. You have to sharpen the things that you're doing in your life. You have to wake up to the stuff that you're doing, that you're hurting people. Surely the serpent will bite without enchantment, and the babbler is no better. Wow, that's deep. The words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself. The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness or wicked madness. A fool also is full of words. A man cannot tell what shall be, and what shall be after him. Who can tell him? The labor of the foolish wearieth every one of them. And I just said that. You will wear yourself out trying to continue to be a fool, you will wear yourself out trying to hold on to be proud, to being a proud fool. You will wear yourself out. Like if you ain't getting the hints that, hey, you need to stop cheating. Hey, you need to get up on your feet. Hey, you need to work out. Hey, you need to be reading your Bible. Hey, you need to be taking care of your kids. Hey, you need to be a nicer person and stop being so damn confrontational and disgruntled and bitter and jaded. Hey, we're sharpening each other right now. I don't, I accept when the people I love G check me, even when a stranger, because they may have seen something or smelt an odor off of me that I may not have noticed, or the people around me that are closest to me may not have noticed because they're so used to being around you. It's like walking in a room and you just got finished smoking a whole pack of cigarettes. You don't know that you smell like a whole damn pack of cigarettes. But when you walk in there, ooh, you smell like a whole pack of cigarettes. Yeah. Denial is survival, and we will deny the things that we are capitulative to. Because he knoweth not how to go into the city. And that's being a fool. That's being a fool. You don't know how to navigate the wicked city. And you wore yourself out trying to navigate it. Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child, and thy princes eat in the morning. Blessed art thou, O land, when thy king is the son of nobles, and thy princes eat in due season, for strength and not for drunkenness. By much slothfulness the building decayeth. And that's real. If you don't keep thank you, Most High. Thank you. The Most High knocked your sandcastle down because you kept building sandcastles. Yeah, sure. Your sandcastle got knocked down. Even in the same analogy, I may be like, oh, well, there's a whole beach of sand. And even as I say it now, I sound like a damn fool. That's poor. That's people overlooking opportunities repeatedly to change the trajectory of the raining cloud over you to be able to get onto dry, strong, fertile land. So even when I say that to people, that's just a kind of a breaking the surface analogy. But it's like telling you that, hey, stop building your foundation on sand. Stop building your foundation on sand. Get to a structuralized landscape. Yes, it may be harder to start from the beginning, starting from the bottom. But when you don't do the work to strengthen yourself, Your little sandcastle is going to keep getting knocked down over and over again. Insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You built your castle on sand. It got knocked down. It got blown down by a tornado, Pacific Palisades, you name it. Are you going to acknowledge that I built my foundation, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, on shaky ground, on shaky sand? It's about time for me to humble myself and clear my ego off the plate and search for a better beaded path. I don't know where this path is going to take me, but I'm going to have faith in the Most High that I can get to the promised land that I will be able to build a stronger foundation on. Being lazy, not doing the work, you find yourself morbidly obese. You find yourself without any skills. You find yourself decaying, getting worse, while the world around you keeps passing you by and you've allowed the decay to set in. That's like if you don't brush your teeth, you allow the decay to set in. It takes work. By much slothfulness, the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands the house droppeth through. That's facts. If I wasn't doing the work to build this business, my chicken business, if I wasn't doing the work to build these websites, to build these, to make these songs, if I didn't do any of the work that I did, I was, I had no idle time when I was young. The amount of beats that I was making a day was crazy. The amount of songs that I was writing when I was young was crazy. I wanted to build myself on a solid foundation. And the only way that I was going to build on that solid foundation was for me to be able to dig deeper. I had to dig deeper within my soul and my spirit to be able to pull out and be vulnerable to the Most High. Not, not being vulnerable to social media for validation. I had to get vulnerable with the Most High. I had to recognize the things that I was doing wrong. And I had to be humble enough to be like, you know what, I'm not going to sit here and whine and complain about it. I'm going to be much more joyful and appreciative and grateful for these lumps of cold potatoes that I got. You know what? I'm going to enjoy this process because I got to go through this process in order for it to progress. I have to keep putting a drop of water on my seed in order for that grows to grow from that concrete jungle. And that's what you have to do. You have to keep building. It requires maintenance. It's going to require maintenance. It's going to require all of you to be able to. Ooh, my stomach is telling me, say it to the people in the back. I am fasting still, y'all, in great glory. It's been during this fasting period right now. It has been truly a blessing. I've been truly seeing so many of the blessings that I have. All those seeds that I planted, y'all, are starting to come to fruition. I just did an audition to be accepted to. Well, I didn't get the ink ain't dry yet, but um, I have an opportunity to be able to do my music on a different scale now, and a different. I'm building my foundation on a different. I was building my. I was trying to build my empire on shaky ground, and now I have the opportunity to possibly be, you know, doing educational music, kind of like reading Rainbow for kids. To do educational music like Reading Rainbow or Schoolhouse Rock that we used to watch when we were young, when we had to beat the side of the TV to get it to work. Remember those days where you had to put foil on the antenna to get that reception? You had to hold one leg up and one arm stretched out in order to get that reception. That's what it is. You're tapping back into that reception of yourself. You're tapping back into that frequency of the Most High. But if you don't do the work, Everything is going to fall, and you're going to be a laughing stock. A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. Curse not the king, no, not in thy thoughts, and curse not the rich in thy bedchamber. Wow, that's deep. And it's crazy how much like the poor will mock or resent or have some type of animosity towards people that, have. That's like everybody having an attitude towards Elon Musk being one of the richest men in the world. He did what he did. He ain't gonna have to face that. You get what you deserve. Yeah, you got what you deserve. Yeah, it was easy you were able to get to that fast cash. You were able to be diabolical and deceiving to get there. Yeah, you were able to go into that casino and put your money into that slot machine and get that and hit a jackpot. Yeah, sure. You were able to get that. You were able to wander off in the backyard, but you forgot that electrical fence. You forgot that gambling is a sin. You forgot that partaking into these things, yeah, you're going to be given it, but it's going to be taken away in a much more higher capacity than you ever could have fathomed. So really, when you're laughing in the midst of all of the happiness and all you celebrating because you didn't you didn't did something wicked or diabolical to get ahead, you're celebrating in all that merriness, but money is not going to answer for the judgment of what's to come. And don't be envious. Envy is so deep that it would cause people to lose themselves. And you'll curse yourself and be mad, why he got all them followers? Why he got all the money? Why he got all the women? You do it in your thoughts. You do it in you do it in your sleep, in your bed chambers. This is, yeah, great glory. For a bird of the air shall carry the voice, and that which hath wings shall tell the matter. So even when you think you got it and kept it to yourself, it still finds its way to manifest in your life. Like, man, how did this just manifest? I didn't even think of it. Like, even the negative things manifest. When you manifest beautiful things and positive things in your life, they manifest. Just like the bad things manifest. Oh, you was thinking bad about her. Oh, I don't like her. Look, her heels or her dress is horrible. Her heels are ugly. And then you fall in your own heels. You wind up falling and breaking your ankle because you was talking about that lady's heels. Yeah. Chapter 11. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Give a portion to 7, and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if the tree fall toward the south or toward the north, in the place where the tree falleth, there it shall be. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap. As thou knowest not what is the way of the spirit or the wind. And the wind is a spirit, so is all the other elements, sentient. Nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child. Even so thou knowest not the works of God, who maketh all. That's how dumb we are. We think we're so smart that we're still dumb. You don't know how you don't know how the Most High has done all of this. And we'll sit here and rack our brain trying to comprehend and understand. It's the difference between asking a question and questioning. You're questioning God. You're being blasphemous and vanity and mocking. Instead of going to the Akashic records like, douse me with the knowledge that I need to seek and understand, that I may get a greater understanding for the things that I may be ignorant towards, that I'm ranting because I'm choosing to ignore the truth or ignore the knowledge that it comes with trying to find the truth. the roadblocks and the obstacles that it comes with of trying to walk the righteous path. In the morning sow thy seeds, and in the evening withhold not thine hand. For thou knowest not whether shall prosper, or which will succeed. You don't know which seed. I just said it. Plant seeds where there is no trail. You never know where they may grow. You never know the connections you may make with people, but you have to sow those seeds. You have to take that leap of faith. You just have to say, hey, how you doing, beloved? I know I've never met you. You never met me, but you're beautiful. You seem like you got a good spirit. Can I take you out sometime? Can I get your number? No, I don't want your Instagram. I want your number. I want to be able to see you face to face. I want to be able to feel your energy. I want to feel the spirit in you like that. When you do the work, you will succeed. Either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good. Truly the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun. But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness. That's fact. Don't remember where you came from. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget what we have gone through. That don't mean that like let it emotionally trigger you. Be able to allow the processing, the sifting through, so you can be able to get a greater understanding. Remember the days of those dark times. I remember getting that note on my door and them kicking me out of my dorm or my apartment in college. I remember how hard it was during that recession where I was in that line with 1,000 people to work 3 positions at McDonald's and they told me I was overqualified. I remember those days where I would walk down the street and the cops would press me and I didn't have no record, but they would mess with me. Every day those cops was messing with me until they finally just pulled me over in front of my grandmother's house, in front of my grandmother's neighbor, and said, "What the hell are you doing?" He stood up for me. They still took me in, but he stood up for me in that very present moment because he didn't allow whatever his forefathers to dictate how he was going to conduct himself. That don't mean he's disattached from where he, you know, where he comes from, but he's able to take heed in that moment right there. We always rejoice in the good times, but we shun and we curse the Lord's name in vain when things get deep dark for us. That's what we have to stop doing. We have to stop getting mad when things happen and occur the way that they happen. They weren't supposed to happen. Remember those dark days. Let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. All that cometh is vanity. You're going to have a lot of dark days. You're going to have more rejections and more losses than wins. It says here you're going to have many. So buckle up, Buttercup. Just get used to it. Get comfortable in get comfortable in the uncomfortable. That's what the pop quiz is in that moment of your strife, of your tribulations, of your trials. It's telling you to strap in, buckle up, Buttercup, and get used to this and just put a smile on your face. Not no fake smile. Put that real smile on it like, man, what I'm going through right now is about to make me the sharpest I have ever been. Man, she broke my heart. She let me go. Man, I'm going to be a better man. Oh, he hurt you. You going to be a better woman, sis. Because you're going to be faced with nobody said marriage was going to be easy. Nobody said marriage and relationships and taking care of your kids or holding down a job, working for the man that don't appreciate you, don't respect you. You got to work 2 times harder to get half the reward. You got to expect those many days. And I learned that this year. I'm so thankful and grateful to be able to have finally acknowledge, like, oh, wow, that's what it was? It's the man in the mirror this whole time? All right. And that gives you that. That's the release. That's the release into peace. That's the release into peace. Because now you can accept and acknowledge, and knowing that you've endured the darkness, then now it's time to get to work. Now it's time to get to work. Now it's time to work on what we need to work on. Amen. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things God will bring thee into judgment. Facts. Therefore, remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh. For childhood and youth are vanity. And you got a lot of mamas and grandmamas trying to be their daughters again. They trying to take away the experiences that their daughters should be able to experience. Put away the sorrow in your heart that you may have missed the bus. You may have missed the opportunity. But get the sorrow out of your heart. Get the sadness out of your heart. Get the rejection out of your heart. The resentment, the bitter, the jadedness. Get all that out of your heart. Get clear. Turn that spigot on. It's okay to cry. Get it out. And after it's all empty and it's dried up, be ready to fill it up with joy. Because joy cometh in the morning. Chapter 12. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. It's amazing to say that, like, remembering thy youth. Remember thy Creator. The fact that I was stabbed in my left thigh as a kid, I was able to see the Creator from that point, and it woke me up, and it gave me a different sense of greater understanding from that point. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves or stoop or literally bend the knee, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So after all that grinding that people do in your life, like grinding you down to a nub, like you're a blunt object now, like people have grinded you down. They have worn you out. They have the energy vampires. They sucked all the energy out of you. They took everything away from you. They grinded you down. But they didn't know that they were grinding you down to sharpen you. They sharpened you while they dulled themselves. They sharpened you from that experience to dull themselves, to now see that their dullness doesn't work no more, that they can sit there and try to hack through those weeds, and they've just exhausted themselves. They were like, oh, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I'm done, to where they are no more. They've ceased to mess with you. The people in your life that have been horrible in your life, they have ceased to mess with you now. The people that used to bother me, they don't mess with me no more. They don't call me no more. How dare you? You don't deserve me. You don't deserve the energy that the Most High has put inside of me to be able to walk this path. You mocked. You ridiculed. You shamed. You insulted. You guilt-tripped. And now, lo and behold, all of that grinding that you continuously did, all it did was sharpen you, beloved. All it did is get you sharp. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. So yeah, the doors are shut. Like they can't come back in. They can't come back in on your party. These people that hurt me, like it's crazy because I would give people chance after chance after chance. I promise you, these people that have, they can't come back and they can't come back. And that's when you make the declaration within yourself, like, oh, it's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to hit me up no more. You ain't got to answer my calls no more. I ain't got to come see you no more. When the doors get shut, when you finally make up in your mind that, you know what, I'm done with that person. And they may still be trying to come around, sneaking around, looking around, and, hey, big head, how you been? But them doors have been shut and chained and bolt locked, closed to where you don't even hear it no more. That because that you have ran away from all of that grinding that they did in your life of trying to grind you down, that now you're behind and you're in a soundproof room to where it's calm, to where you don't even hear the noises on the outside anymore. They're still yelling, they're still banging on the doors. They're still banging on the doors to try to get back into your life because now they're starting to see that all of that grinding that they did to try to tear you down, all they did was tear themselves down. Great glory. Oh, we are on one today. I'm telling you, June 1st, we are not playing. You see the sun? The sun is not playing today. We're going to go there. Thank you for everybody that's still tuning in and chiming in. Thank you. Thank you on every. Thank you. Baruch, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail. Because man goeth to his long home, or his eternal home, and the mourners go about the streets, or even the silver cord be loose, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or shattered at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. It's interesting that silver cord. I remember feeling like I saw like a silver or like a blue, like a beautiful blue silver cord. Like when my mother passed, that's what it felt like. When my father passed, that's what it felt like. Like a spiritual umbilical cord got ripped from me and shot into the sky, to the moon. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God, who hath, oh, hold on. And the spirit, what? Then shall, what, let me read it over. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. Facts. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher, all is vanity. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed, and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable or delightful words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. The words of the wise are as goads, and the nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. And further, by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books, there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. So the more you start studying, the more you start getting yourself together, the more you start wearing down these desires, these temptations, these sin burgers, these flaws, these frailties, these insecurities, these negative vulnerabilities. The more you start studying to show thyself approved, the more you start going through trial and error to, you know, you gotta go through a test in order to have that testimony. You have to go through the test in order to have the testimony. The Most High will battle test you. He wants to see, are you a warrior of light? Are you a warrior of love? Are you truly committed to the commitment and the commandments, the laws and statutes, and the uprightness that it takes to walk that straight path? That's what it takes. You got to have a weariness for your flesh. You got to have it. And it's not just talking about like physical, it's so many layers to these onions, y'all. You have to have a weariness on all of your own BS. And when you get there, when you're clean and clear, when you get clear, like peace is peaceful. Like I said, peace is peaceful. Find your peace. Get your peace. Hold your peace. Ingratiate in your peace. Be grateful for your peace. And peace is in the Most High. Peace is in this word. Ooh, my stomach is saying, say it for the, my stomach is saying, say it for the people in the back right now. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God. Simple as that. Fear God. Every time I walk outside and I take my walk, I start crying. I start looking up in the sun and up into the sky. I start crying like, man, thank you. Because he literally, yesterday, that's why I think I got off yesterday because that voice came to me and I literally had, I want to say like 5 opportunities pop up, different opportunities, whether it's with my special chicken, whether it's with my job calling me back, wanting me to go back to work, or actually not my old job, but a new job that kind of like snuck their nose up at me the first time, was like, oh, we gave the job position to somebody else. And then they called back like, oh, it didn't work out for that person. Oh, let's try you again, or the websites, people seeing all the websites that I've created and be like, oh, I want a website now, you know. For all the people out there, when you get a chance, go check out the website, allpraisetothemosthigh.com. Allpraisetothemosthigh.com. Many of the beloved brothers and sisters, if you have never gone on an SM journey, go to the allpraisetothemosthigh.com. It is time for you to go on that journey now. I've been going on a journey for over 20 years. And it has gotten me to this point of the strength that I am at now. It has made me the man that I am right now. That's one of the things that's one of the tools that have helped enhance or increased. I'm building up the allpraisetothemosthigh.com website. I'll have more things to come. I'll have prayer on there. I'll have consultations on there for people that are looking to start their business, people that are looking to get more wisdom or resources for themselves or for their kids. I'll have a lot of resources on there for kids. I'll have a lot of business resources on there for people to start their business. I even have the space, if you have a business, to be able to advertise on the website, to where we have our own Hebrew Israelite marketplace. And that's what it is. That's what I'm creating. That's what the Most High has given me to help create for the nation, to be of service. So we can be able to have, finally. But you got to have the fear of God in you first. And I wake up every day, I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and mess up any of these beautiful opportunities that God gave me right now. Do not mess them up. He is giving you chance after chance after chance after chance after chance, and you keep messing it up. He kept giving me chance after chance, and I kept messing up. And I'm just trying to do the best I can to get right. I'm doing the best I can right now to get myself right. I fear going back to all of that stuff I went through. As I sit here and remember every single aspect of it, I fear being stupid in my flesh and breaking the commandments over and over again. I fear that. I'm not gonna sit here and play with God. I hope you don't either. Great glory. Thank you. Fear. Uh, let me finish this off. Get it together, Trey. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. This is the whole duty of man, not just man, but women as well. This is not just men, this is women as well. So many women that sit there and say that they are a Proverbs 31:30 type of woman, that you're a virtuous woman. Have you read that whole chapter? I mean, have you really read it slow? Just read it slow. Because that's what I'm doing is I'm reading this Bible. I'm reading this word slower than I used to read it when I was younger. Because you got to read it just so you can get through Sunday school, so you can go get to that plate of food because you're hungry. Because I am older now, I'm able to read this slower, so it's hitting harder, y'all. It's hitting harder how much that fear God and keep his commandments, that hits harder now. It does. For this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing. You can't hide for every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Great glory. And that is the end of chapter 12. And that is the end of the book of Ecclesiastes. Great glory. That felt so good right now. Wow. That gave me goosebumps. Ooh. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Everybody enjoy your Sabbath. Everybody enjoy your Sabbath. Enjoy this time that we're in right now, because time is ticking on. Time is ticking on all of our. Time is ticking on your nonsense. And it's time for you to get it together. Like I said, if you need help getting it together, the Most High is here. He's listening. He's waiting on you to talk to him. He's waiting on you to let go and repent of all of your ways. And with that, shalom, family.